Avenger Endgame the movie is a masterpiece without a single flaw. We as an audience could not ask for a better ending for MCU Phase 3, but even this masterpiece has one minor part that everyone wants to change, and it's the death of Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. The billionaire playboy had a different spot in every MCU's fan's heart, and for good reasons. The Avengers would never feel the same without his plans, smug dialogues, and egoist expressions. And that makes a lot of us, including me, of course, think that Marvel could bring him back. Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today we will look at the different clues we have about Iron Man's return and the different ways Marvel may pull off this stunt for its fans. The death of Tony Stark was one of the most unexpected turns of events for any Marvel fan. The smartest Avenger alive has returned from the clutches of death so many times that we thought he was invincible. I mean, even when he was lying there after the snap, I was sure Tony had a backup plan to deal with the damage caused by the Infinity Stones. Some of us even believed that he would somehow use the stones to heal himself, and to be frank, it was a possibility. We have seen Doctor Strange use the Time Stone to literally bring back a whole city, so why not Tony, right? But none of that happened. Maybe it's because Doctor Strange realized the consequences of bringing Tony back, or the writers knew that bringing him back to life would ruin the emotional moment. But what if this was all a setup for another Avengers adventure? What if the death of Tony was never real or could be undone? Well, that brings us to our first theory: time travel. During Endgame, Marvel introduced the concept of time travel through the quantum realm. Avengers used it to get the Infinity Stones from the past, and while none of them had a direct conversation with their past selves, they did interact with people from the past. And before you say it, yes, I know Captain America fought with his former self, but everyone thought he was Loki, so that doesn't count. Back to the theory. If they can interact with past people, maybe they have a way to warn Tony about his death in some manner. Knowing his capability, I'm sure that with a heads up, Tony can devise a plan to prevent his demise. Maybe he will build a suit to give him the upper hand against Thanos, or something that can use the Infinity Stones without taking any damage. Now, it's a big risk, and altering his death may have effects on the cosmic level, and nobody wants that. But I don't think even Wong could care about the consequences if the whole of mankind is under threat. Someone like Galacticus and Celestials could definitely put traveling back in time on the table. We all know the new Avengers are powerful, but they don't hold the candle to the monster trio of the real Avengers. The theory is a long stretch, but MCU has done way weirder things. Just look at the way they brought back Vision or Old Cap, and the biggest one that none of us expected: Intelligent Hulk. Besides, we also have the God of Mischief angle. Loki's in TVA, a place that exists far from time and has the capability to manipulate the timeline. Changing a few things and bringing back Tony won't be much of an issue for him. Plus, he can bring Tony Stark of a dying world to Earth 616. This way, there won't be any cosmic effect, and we will get an Iron Man. But well, even that is a long shot. Which brings us to the theory which is a little more realistic: the multiverse. The multiverse has been mentioned in MCU from time to time, and thanks to America Chavez and Wanda, we've got to see a glimpse of many such parallel universes in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. The movie also gave a small hope to Iron Man fans. We didn't see another Tony, but we did get to see some Ultron, who is good in this universe. Plus, anyone using social media has seen images of Tom Cruise in an Iron Man suit. Now, Marvel may say that they don't have any such plan, but we never know. It's the MCU we're talking about. They won't just reveal such details so easily. Now, the main question is this: why would Tony travel from Earth 83A to Earth 616? That's something no one can tell us of now. But I believe it would have something to do with Doctor Strange and the death of the Illuminati members. Maybe Tony will visit 616 to talk to Strange or arrest Wanda for the killings, and then stay here a while to help them deal with some threats. Another possibility is that the next Iron Man movie takes Earth 838 rather than 616. Hey, I said we would talk about bringing Tony back to MCU, but I never said on which Earth. Besides, using 838 or another version of Earth would be much better for MCU. They'll get a clean slate to show their creativity. They can use it to bring X-Men into the movies, for example. Now, last but not least, there is one specific Tony Stark that Marvel can use to bring back the character, even on Earth 616. The Superior Iron Man. He's the darker version of Iron Man that debuted in Marvel Comics around 2014. The series consists of 9 volumes starting right after the Axis event and lasting till the Secret Invasion. And yes, we're getting a Secret Invasion movie in Phase 5, so fingers crossed on that one. Now, coming back to Superior Iron Man, the origin story of this Iron Man is similar to what we have seen. He is a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, and an Avenger. but it all gets darker after the Axis event. During this event, Red Skull gains Onslaught, a being with power beyond comprehension. Even a team of Avengers and all X-Men couldn't defeat it. In the end, Wanda and Doctor Strange had to use a personality change spell that turned evil people into good and vice versa. The plan worked, and they did manage to contain Red Onslaught, but by that time, every hero was turned evil, including Tony Stark. Following this event was the reign of this Iron Man, who shows the extent of damage that Tony Stark could have caused if he used his intelligence for evil. Unlike other villains, Tony didn't plan a full or a weapon-based plan to take over the world. Rather, he developed an extremis app, which was actually a virus in disguise, that could cure disease and revert aging. In the beginning, the public received it for free, so most people went for it. Once they got addicted, Tony started charging for upgrades, and people had to pay these charges daily. Without the upgrade, they will start to feel the side effects and revert to worse conditions. In mere days, the whole world was in his pocket. And even this evil version of Stark had his business sense. He didn't just rely on the virus to stay in power. He knew that people could start revolting back and take measures against it. So Tony used celebrities, blackmail, and occasionally even helped people to maintain his good image. In time, Stark also developed a drone force to keep an eye on everything and everyone. He also upgraded to a new sonic-proof symbiotic suit, and this suit had consciousness and healing capabilities. You can see it was the Iron Man version of Venom, but a much more powerful one. Plus, this suit was constantly in touch with his psycho, so Tony could summon it anytime and anywhere. The suit was also capable of changing size and was powerful enough to defeat Hulkbuster with a single punch. Tony's twisted personality with intelligence and unlimited wealth turned into a god complex, to the point where he cared for no one else but himself. He even cheated on Pepper Potts, who was the one person Tony will never usually endanger. The only superhero who even came close to ending Tony's reign was Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, and even he couldn't stop him. Tony defeated him using his advanced suit and also fixed his eyes using his extremis, and when that didn't work, he erased Matt's memory, fixing that problem once and for all. Although it does show that even this, Tony was not beyond saving. I mean, he could have killed Murdock, but he didn't. In fact, he didn't kill anyone directly the whole series. However, he did become obsessed with power and even sold plans for weapons of mass annihilation to 3 countries in exchange for their support and finances. And he declared that anyone in his proximity would receive a free extreme upgrade, so he had a constant innocent people shield, and no hero could harm him amidst them. Tony also developed a contingency plan against the reverting spell, so when Strange and Wanda undid the reversal spell, Tony was unaffected. Moreover, he used it as an opportunity to continue his work as the good old Tony, and by the time others realized it, it was too late. Now, I know you may be thinking, who needs a Tony Stark like that? Besides, why only this version of Iron Man? Well, this Iron Man created his suit using symbiosis or venom, which recently debuted in the MCU Spider-Man movie. And this Iron Man was so full of himself that he never wanted to hide his face, so he ended up creating an armor with a transparent facial section, something like what you saw in the alleged leaked Iron Man pictures. And the biggest hint is that this Iron Man was involved with Illuminati, another thing that we saw in the Multiverse of Madness. And let's be honest, a right-minded Tony Stark will not travel to another Earth for some trivial cause. He has to be self-absorbed to do something so irrational. What are your thoughts on this? Share with us in the comments section below and also tell us if you have a theory of your own. We would love to hear it.